Hi there, it's Tara Maxwell here. I'm in my home here in Nosara, Costa Rica. I'll give you guys a chance to pop on. Super excited today to share this. I'm going to be tapping into discussing how we tap into the frequency of freedom, how we collapse timelines, how you take the vision, the dream that you have right now and bring it into the physical reality. And so a little nervous about this because this is the kind of work, what I share with my clients. I'm an energy strategist, affluence coach. And so it's teaching you how to tap into that frequency and clearing up the distortions that keep so many leaders and entrepreneurs from, not from creating, because most impact entrepreneurs, if you guys are watching, know how to create, but not through the strive, not through the push, not through the efforting. It's like when you can balance both, it can be effortless. So that's what we're gonna dive in today. If you guys are on, I see Melissa's on, share with me some love, give me some hearts. So I feel the vibe. And yeah, so this is a piece of, I'm gonna be diving into this later this week, but I wanted to share with all my friends here on Facebook. So we're actually getting a little official here. This is putting on my teacher hat. I taught in the university for a few years. So we're talking about the frequency of freedom. And I wanted to share with you this little graph right here. Imagine that, so first of all, let's back up. Everything in the universe is frequency. Just because we can't see it, it's here, right? The more we see research in quantum physics and quantum mechanics, we can't see atoms, molecules, photons, particles. In fact, the more we dive into it, this is not as real as we have made collective agreements that it is, right? And so it's understanding that these are universal laws. So everything is frequency. And so imagine that this is a timeline. And in the olden days, and there's many humans on Earth that still live this way, it's this linear timeline. You go to school, you get your degree, you get a job, you get a house, maybe you upscale to the next house, you accumulate wealth, and then you save and you invest, and then you wait for retirement, and then you're living your dream. Give me some love if you guys get that. That's like the old paradigm of freedom. And so that's not what we're talking about. That's a linear timeline. And what I'm sharing with you is how to collapse timelines. So what I just shared with you, when you tune into what your vision is right now, maybe that takes 5 years, maybe it's 10 years, something that's really delayed. And for those of you that are new to, actually I see most people as are in our audience, we're living, I'm here with my husband and my 3 kids. We're living here in Costa Rica with a beautiful view of the ocean. I just got back from surfing. And we stepped into our dream now by this very process that I'm sharing with you. And it's not because I'm lucky or special or anything. Every single human on this earth is special, and these are universal laws. So that's why I'm sharing with you. And I put this on Facebook Live because I'm here to have the biggest impact. And I know that more of you who are leaders, who are here, who are impact driven, and when you're already getting results in your life, and then when you have this piece, it's just like, and this is really how collectively, as we learn how to master this is how we shift the planet. So this is my big why. When you learn this and when you master it, and I'm still in the process of mastering, when you learn how to master it, game over. Because after you've manifested and you've created the house, the relationship, the kind of body and health that you desire, all these things. And what's next? Well, then we start focusing on pollution and cleaning up the ocean and poverty and eradicating violence. And when you understand these, you're not even living in a place of, and when you're on this frequency, you're not on the frequency of violence and scarcity and lack and all of that. And so that's the big mission. So this is your current reality. It's a timeline. This is the timeline. Imagine that this is the timeline of your vision. So here you are right now, and this is the timeline of your vision. It's here. And so the way that you access this is by being on this frequency. And let me dive into when I say being. So the world will say, actually, I just lost my, okay. Oh, just a second, I'm gonna get my pen. Okay, so some guys who just joined here, we're talking about the frequency of freedom and how to lock that in. And so the world, what we've been taught and what we've made collective agreements is that in order for you to have, the old paradigm is you take massive action, lots of doing, and then you get the results. So give me some love if you guys get that, or if you've been operating in that paradigm. We see some hearts. Let's see, guys, what do you guys have to share there? And what I'm sharing with you is really how it works. Is first you being that frequency, being freedom. This is how you activate it. When you're being it, then from that you're taking action, actions aligned with your soul, and then you create. It's really simple, and this isn't magic. These are universal laws. And so what I wanted to share with you is that the way that this is something that I've downloaded, that's just like an understanding that I want to share with you. This is high level. It's multidimensional. So if it goes over your head right now, then it's okay. I think I'm sweating right now, so I got a little mascara running. So imagine that here we are in this 3D reality, and there are in this now moment, there are infinite realities before you. So there's the reality that you don't want. There's all these different realities. There's the reality of your vision. And this is something that, give a shout out to my friend Kathy Neatson, who also gave my awareness around this, is that the way that we access this future reality is now. We go through life, it's a sequence of now moments. All we have is now. That's all we have. Most people are focusing their thoughts on the past or in the future. What's going to happen? Oh, I got to pay that bill. When I can't wait till I go take my vacation. Like all the stuff in the future, or the stories from the past. And they lose their power as conscious creators. When you learn how to master staying in the now and using these principles, this is how you create your reality. And so what I wanted to share is that, let's say that this is the current timeline that you're on, this current reality, and this is what you desire. It's imagine, and I dive into this, and but I'll give you a piece of this right now on this workshop on Thursday. We're going to go deep, 3-hour workshop on the frequency of freedom. So this is a piece, I don't want to, in this short little Facebook Live, but the way that we access it is imagine, tune into what is your vision for your life. What are you here to create from your soul? Why are you here? What is your purpose here on earth? And as you create that vision, then you you break it down into, well, how do you get to be? So one of the things with the frequency of freedom, and this is what I find with so many of my clients who are impact driven, is not making the time to play, not carving the time out to be. And for me, I'm sharing this because play is non-negotiable. Every day, almost every day, unless the weather's hot, I surf, I play like a kid, because freedom, play is how you access abundance. It's that free, you know, when you're feeling, it activates our creativity, and we're open to possibilities, we're having fun, and all of that. And so just putting your nose to the grindstone, I'm gonna get this done, I gotta get, calling those clients, or get this done and this next project launched, that you can get results. But I share with you, if you take that amount of talent and drive and commitment to your business, and then you add being in the frequency, it's exponential. It's exponential. And I've seen this with my clients, and it's people on the other side, outside might say like, oh, it's miraculous, and it's not. It's because, I mean, and I'm not talking about magic. I'm not talking about just sitting there, okay, I'm going to imagine all of this, because there is taking action. There is the piece of being in alignment. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and post below. I want to hear some comments. I've seen Melissa, lots of love from Melissa, Hernan, Tammy, love. So I want to break it down. I want to just give you a peek at the map. And this is my body of work. This is how I followed these exact steps. It's how we went from living in the suburbs, $100,000 in debt, and we had the American dream. We had this huge house, luxury Escalade. You know, like on the surface, it looked like it was success, but this wasn't the dream. That it wasn't aligned with my soul. And so I ended up like, I had this light bulb moment that I was living in a box. And what I'm sharing with you is how to get out of that box. I'm sharing with you tools that when you use them and when you learn to master them, your life is beautiful. It's freedom. And the reason why that's important for me is when you fully step into who you are as a sovereign being, and there are 1% of us on this planet fully accessing that, game over. Game over. Political systems, I mean, everything will change. And so, and that's the thing, you know, there's a lot of activism and people who spend a lot of time in wanting to protest what's happening, but we've got to shift within. We get to heal and release, heal the patterns from our ancestors, let go of limiting beliefs and emotional blocks, all this stuff. If we don't have, because that keeps us from being in the frequency. So this is a piece that I wanted to share with you. So this is the current reality, and this is your freedom frequency, right? This is the future timeline, however you define what that freedom is. I invite you to look at that right now. And what happens is, in between, what keeps us from that is there's distortions in your energy field. You are all energy. We look at these physical bodies, but it's energy. The more we dive into it and look at it with a quantum microscope, it's energy. And so the belief, life is a struggle. You got to work really hard to make a lot of money. That good things don't happen to me. If one shoe drops, and there's another one. Like, I mean, all of these are programs. So let me share with you a metaphor that I've used for so long. You are a divine operating system. You are literally a divine operating system. Just like I'm speaking from this computer, but we're a very sophisticated operating system. And you can see that with how your body is running. I mean, you're not even, without much effort, the cells know how to regenerate, where the blood needs to go. We are breathing, usually without much thought about that. Our brain is working, you're receiving this information. This is an energy transmission, and literally with the computer, and then this is an energy transmission with my words in remembering, and it's a remembrance of who you are and the agreements that you made before you came to Earth. This is an activation in this awakening. The more and more we slough off the human aspects of ourselves. And so what I want to share with you is this is my body of work, the Conscious Reality Creation Method. And I think there's an ebook that you can grab if you want to know more. But it's the map on how to consciously create your reality. Let's put Conscious Reality Creation Method. And it's a combination of mindset, understanding universal laws, and energy work, shifting the subconscious, and teaching you with precision how to fine tune to get in alignment. So it's so much more than just energy work. I had studied energy medicine, and I saw so many other healers that they were doing powerful work, and yet they still either hit up against a limit, or they were still broke, still struggling financially. And so when I kind of saw like what worked and what didn't, this is how I downloaded this method. So the first step is commit to your vision. And we'll dive into this more on the workshop on Thursday. And there's actually three different live trainings on this workshop. So if you can't make Thursday, there's one next Monday and another day next week. So I have like different times because I know there's people all over the world to be able to access it. So once you commit to your vision, committing to your vision is committing to the frequency. 100% committed to the frequency. That means that once you decide and commit to your vision, so let's say your vision is 100,000 a month revenue. Just give it, or maybe it's 10,000 a month. It doesn't really matter what the number is. When you commit to that vision, then you want to show up to feel the feelings as if you were already in that vision. That vision was already done, because it's done. Once you create it, the universe is working to deliver it, as long as you stay and maintain this frequency. But I want to share with you why when we get in the muck, and why when we have triggers and things, why it's actually gold, they're beautiful gifts. Because every one of you, if you're feeling called, and if you've stayed on this long, or if you're watching the recording, it's because you're a light being. You are a light leader, and there's important work for you to do here on earth. And when we were born in this very sophisticated operating system, we also had all these programs, and we agreed to them. I believe we chose our parents. We selected the DNA and based on the kind, almost like if we were in a video game, and my son was playing Fortnite for some time, not anymore. But you can select the skin suit and all the different, it has special different powers and probably some weaknesses and everything. Like, you choose it. I believe you chose your skin suit. You chose your family, the genealogical lines to be in, and even knowing full well what stories you'd be born into. And so you chose it because the work, whether you're planning to speak on stages all over the world, write a New York Times bestseller, or having massive impact in your community and your family, you chose this life and to dawn on these programs and these patterns to clear it. You said, choose me. You said, I'm the one. And collectively, all of us have chosen this. And so it's important to know that, so that if you're ever like, oh my gosh, why is this again? And feeling some old trigger from childhood, it's coming up to heal. It's coming up because as the more of us who choose this, we raise the vibration of the planet. So when you observe these patterns and triggers, patterns in your life, let me just say, a trigger is like you maybe in your relationship, or usually it's around people, and someone says something and it doesn't feel good, or you react in a certain way, you get annoyed, you feel angry, or you feel hurt. That's a trigger. And usually it's not just because of what that person said or what they did. You can trace it back, and that's the pattern. When else have I felt this way? When else have I felt unsupported? When else have I felt betrayed? Or when else have you felt things don't ever work out, or I'm not heard, or you felt that I'm not understood, that it's hard? And so if you trace it back, and usually there's even a root time in your family, and it's not even, the work I do is so quantum that it's not even staying in the stories. It's not about analysis. It's just for your awareness, you see where it is, and you release it. And so every time you're able to observe these patterns and triggers, and then we go to release them. This is the work I do with our clients in our online programs, or working privately. You release these limiting beliefs and blocks. You clear up this distortion so that you're able to stay on this frequency. You're able to stay on this frequency. So this is a piece. There's so much more. I'm going to teach you on Thursday on this live training. I don't think I have, I will share, I'll put the link afterwards. I forgot oh, actually, I know what it is. It's taramaxwell.com/frequency upgrade. There you go. I think that works. Okay. Pretty sure it works. We'll see. If not, I'll share it again. Yes, there. So if you guys want to, I invite you to come if you want to dive deep. I'm going to teach you how to fine tune, how to embody the identity. This frequency, it's once you learn how to dissect it, what does it mean? It's not just this abstract idea. What does it mean for you to embody this frequency, to show up, to think like this person that is living on this timeline, to speak, to breathe, to laugh? When you're showing up in this frequency, then the physical reality changes. And so we're going to dive deep into that. There's going to be a powerful activation. So I'm not just going to be teaching. We're going to be releasing blocks, identifying what are those ancestral patterns, and shifting whatever it is with your intention, what you're ready to let go of. We eliminate it. And I'll teach you how do you stay on that frequency. So we're going to dive deep. It's a 3-hour training. It's a piece of what we do. Well, I first did with my private clients and then on our group program. And then we also have shared this, and it's been so powerful. Like when you are, it's like giving the mind an understanding of like, oh, this is what it is. And I give you some practical tools on how to incorporate this into your day, every life, into real life. Many of you, if you've tried goal setting, it's just throwing that out the door. This is a way how to embody. How do you embody your vision? So you're staying on that frequency, showing up, and then taking action. So if you guys have any questions, I have a few more minutes. I'd love to see you guys on. It's going to be amazing. D5. I felt inspired to share this with more people and with a larger audience, because it's time. It's time that more of us have these tools. It's time. It doesn't have to be hard. Life doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to stay in the current reality. You can take, I know our lives, even a month is like a year of growth and expansion, and we move through things. Oh, I wanted to share with you about portals, but I'll talk about portals and how you can use portals to step through into another reality. We'll dive into that. Sending you guys so much love. I'll give you guys a moment if you guys have any questions. And give you some. Give you a moment. Okay. Well, thank you. I love you and honor all of you for joining me today or if you're watching the replay. And remember, it's terramaxwell.com/frequency upgrade if you want to join us for the 3-hour deep dive on freedom frequency upgrade. It's literally upgrading your operating system. So I'm honored. I'm going to be channeling. I have a whole spiritual team of support. So I'm just showing up and they'll be working through me. So I'm super, super excited. And again, if you can't make it Thursday, then they have it. I have a couple other, and they'll all be live trainings. Much, much love to you. And remember, living a life of freedom starts now.